Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are dealing with Sangeerna, Jathi, Triputa, Thalam 13-beat cycle. We had seen Tadindinna, Takadimidimi sequences in Sangeerna, Jathi, Triputa, Thalam in its various perspectives. I have given several ideas how it can be played. Hope you have tried a few, because this only opens the creativity door, as it's an intricate thala. This is not prevalently sung on day-to-day or on a regular basis on concert platforms. So it's good to have this idea primarily to ensure that you understand other thalas or approach other 35 thalas. So that it gives you a lot of idea. Let me begin this class with the Tirukkural, and I will start explaining you the perspectives of how you can play Takadimi Tathadimi sequence and Tadimi Takatadimi sequence. Aran nokki aatrum kol vayyam puram nokki punsol uraipan purai. What is the meaning of it? Pirarai pazhithu kooruvonadu udarchumaiயை பூமியானது அறமாகும் என்று நினைத்து சுமக்கிறது போலும். He compares very strongly. Thiruvalluvar here, he says, a person who is having an abusive nature, he is only wondering how come the goddess Earth is carrying him on this planet for so long. And that's a very strong comparison. And I think we have to realize, once when you understand that this is your problem, now if you are talking ill about others, we have to definitely work on it to change your habits. With this good thought, let's sincerely attempt, all of us. It's for all. This is applied to all human beings who are living on this earth. This is not for one. I think it's, as I told you, I think we really need to work on it, and we have to improve ourselves. I normally always feel what is the expectation of an individual, and it's not the expectation is that no, it is for somebody. No, it's not. You should set a goal for yourself. You should excel every time yourself. You can't excel 10 people. Getting a first prize, beating 200 people, that is one of its satisfaction factor. But meeting expectations, excelling, what does it mean? Is you have to excel yourself. You should do the next time the same work better. That's what it is. That matters a lot. If you have not practiced well today, and if you think I'm going to practice tomorrow for 15 minutes, day after, and after 2-3 months I'm going to practice 30 minutes, that is an excellence. That is a walking a step higher, and that's what it's important for all of us. And then with this good thought, I'll get into the class. Takadimi Tathadimi. So I'm not going to repeat the same story what I told in Tadindina. Let's deal with the perspective. Slice 5 and 9, and then Takadimi Tatadimi Tatadimi Takadimi Tatadimi. You can play like that, or Takadimi Tatadimi Takadimi Tatadimi Tatadimi. You can play like that. I would prefer the later part because it gives a demarcation better. And then you have to play the Adi Thalam straight. So let me express that vanilla form, because that is one base form you have to understand clearly. The later part is my perceptions and the ideas which you have to work on. taka dimmi tata dimmi taka dimmi tata dimmi tata dimmi taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim taka kada taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim kada taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim kada taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dim taka dimmi tata dimmi tata dim din that din that din that thumb. Here I used the 13 sequence and tried to tell a 10 mora into that. How did I do that? You have to go taka dimmi tata dim. When you slice off the 3, you get a 10. If you slice off a 5, you get a 8. If you slice off a 7, you get a 6. If you can understand this math, accordingly you can play the mora. You got my point? So when you're going to play a mora, if you want to play, you want to play in different perspectives, whatever I gave. If you want to do as a part of a reduction, as a part of towards the end, if you want to play different moras, it's absolutely possible. You should have that mental picture of where you're going to slice and dice. If you're going to slice after a 3, it's a 10 mora. If you're going to slice after a 5, it's 8 mora. If you're going to slice after a 7, it's a 6 mora. If you're going to slice after a 9, it's a 4 beat mora. That's how it is. So you should think about all perspectives. Now I'm giving a different color here. How you can play different mora for different perspective sequences, and for each of the different perspectives you are trying, you can do different things. Mora. You can do a 4 in one sequence, you can do a 6 in one sequence, you can do an 8, you can do a 10. Builds your mastery. Wonderful, right? Isn't it? And also, you can use any of the phrase towards the end. These are just vanilla phrases. I use it for my demonstrations. As it's similar to Adi Thalam. It's easier to explain. That's the only purpose. Otherwise, you can actually substitute the equivalent and then you can play. That's the idea. So let's look at some different perspectives of takadimi tatadimi. As I told you, 9 3 units. Takadimi tatadim tatadim takadimi tatadim tadim takadimi tatadim tatadim dimi tatadim tataka takadin takadimi tatadim tadimi takadimi tatadim tadimi takadimi tatadim tatadim dimi tatadim. This is another idea. Okay? So this is a slice and dice of taking 3 units up to 9 and then playing the later part with your something very similar to Adi Thalam and approach it. So I want you to try a few more patterns in Takadimi Tathadimi. I want you to come in my review class and see how many of you can tell a different pattern as I told you in Tadhimi Taka. There are multiple things I told you. See whether Takadimi Tatadim, Takadimi Dimita Tadim, Takadimita Tadim, Tatadim, Takadimita Tadim. I'm giving you a progressive example here. Use this example and see how best you can think about it and come back to me in the review class of doing this. We will have an independent review and strengthen you on your understanding with whatever the corrections it's required. Okay, this is homework for you. Now let's go into Tadhimi taka taka dimita tadim taka tadim dangadega tadimi taka tadim taka tadim dangadega. These are the mastery, the heart of Mridangam playing. I would consider one of the fantastic lessons of Adi Thala, how we can make the best use in a complicated Thala. Let's look at it. Now, the first 9, Takadimi tatadim, takatadim, tangadega, takadimi tatadim, takatadim, tangadega. 4/4 is the pattern. Now interlude with a half beat and a half beat so that it comes to 9. Takadimi tatadim, takatadim, tangadega, takadimi tatadim, takatadim, tangadega. When you interlude with a half beat, the 4 plus half beat, 4 plus half beat make a 9 beat. The later is actually we reduce it. So it's exactly beautifully well poised. 4 beats, half beat. 4 beats, half beat. And then the 4. Perfect 4/4/4. Well balanced with half beat in between. So 4 into 3 is 12. Half plus half is 1. It's a 13 beat. Fantastically progression. Arithmetic progression. Takadimi tatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, takadimi tatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, takadimi tatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam. Tadimi takatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, tadimi takatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, tadimi takatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam. Beautifully designed. Now next, let's look at the next paragraph. Tadimi takatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, tadimi takatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, tadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam. Tadimi tankadadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, tadimi tankatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, tadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam. Tadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tadimi tankadagadam, tadimi tankadagadam, tadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam. Tadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam. Next paragraph. Takadimi takatadim, tankadagadam, takadimi takatadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, takadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam. Takadimi tankadagadam, takadimi tankadagadam, takadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam, takadimi tankadagadam, tankadagadam. Tankadagadam, tankadadim, tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tankadadim, tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tankadadim, tankadagadam. Tankadagadam, tankadadim, tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tankadadim, tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tankadadim, tankadagadam, takatadim, tankadagadam, tankadadim, takatadim, tankadagadam, tankadadim, tankadadim, tankadagadam. Tankadagadam, takatadim, tankadagadam, tankadagadam, tankadadim, What a beautiful, what a graceful way you have used Adi Thalam with a perfect balance of half of beat in between, and then you can express it beautifully. I'm going to play and demonstrate to you a little bit of this, and then we will have a review later independently on the approaches. Okay? complicated stuff to play, to remember and play, but it's really beautiful because you're using Adi Thalam with the passes of half beat, making it perfect to execute this intricate Thala with the beauty of Adi Thalam. I feel with this perspective, you have to learn and master, tell, express it, and also see whether with your own creative ideas, the perspectives I've thrown you in the last few classes, see whether you can build a few more castles in this Laya empire. I'm going to end this class with a Tirukural. I'll see you in the next class with Dhimtha Dhimi Dinaka sequence, with the perspective, and also Dhinkita Takdeen Dhin Dankida. Both these aspects I will cover in the next class. Yedilar Kutram Pol Tam Kutram Kanginbin Thidundo Vannum Uyirke. What a beautiful rhythmic Tirukural. I want to recite one more time. Yedilar Kutram Pol Tam Kutram Kanginbin Thidundo Vannum Uyirke. It's a very rhythmatic Tirukural. Puram Kurur Ayalaradu Kutrathai Kanbadu Pol Tamadu Puram Kurun Kutrathim Kanbarayin Avarku Tunbam Undahade. The person who has a habit of talking ill about others or talking behind the back of somebody else, you should also look within himself, his nature of what his abusing ability, what abusing nature is. And if he can realize that, and he will not be affected, he will not be taken down, as he will be protected, because he has understood that quality, as he has got a way or means to escape from it by taking corrective actions. And that's what Tirulur states very beautifully in this two-line Tirukural. Wonderfully coined words in Tamil. Hats off to him. With this, I'm signing off. I'll see you in the next class with more perspective of Sangeerna Jathi Triputa Thalam, Dhimtha Dhimi Dinaka, Dhinkita Takdeen Dhin Tankita. We will see the perspective and beauty of Laya. Enjoy the journey of Laya. Pranams.
Thank you.